Under the lights tonight, it's Game 2. The Giants a 1-0 winner last night with the wind blowing straight out. We'll see what transpires tonight with the wind blowing in. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Bob Brenly, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs watched their 6-game winning streak come to an end last night as the National League West leading Giants still holding off the Padres and the Rockies.
You know, Len, there's been a number of meaningless games and series for the Cubs this year, but anytime you play a team that's looking forward to the postseason like the Giants are, there's a little added intensity. No question about it. This series is going to be big for the Cubs. Looking forward to next season. It's huge for the Giants, and you figure that National League West race is going to come right down to the last 3 games when they go head-to-head.
Starting Friday, when Tom Gorzolani returns to the starting rotation, the Cubs will go with a 6-man rotation to finish the season. Man, has it been good lately.
They're setting the bar very high for Tom Gorzolani's return. The starting pitching for the Cubs has been fantastic over the last 10 ball games. And once again, these guys competing not only to win ball games this year, but competing for spots in the rotation and on the roster next year.
Now the pitching matchup for tonight, left-hander Jonathan Sanchez for the Giants. Lots of strikeouts, lots of walks. He doesn't give up many hits. And for Randy Wells, trying to build up an excellent performance last week.
Yeah, really good start for Randy Wells last week against the Cardinals, almost in his backyard, Belleville, Illinois. He pitched a great game. Hopefully he'll be able to duplicate that tonight.
All right, the Cubs will try to even up this series here tonight at Wrigley Field. The Giants and the Cubs featuring 2 of the top rookies in the National League. Starlin Castro for the Cubs, Buster Posey with the game-winning homer for the Giants last night. Brought to you by Budweiser. With full flavor and a crisp, clean finish, it's what we do. Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. Submit your idea at refresheverything.com. And by Illinois Lottery's newest game, Powerball. Wednesday and Saturday jackpots start at $20 million. Tonight's game is available on your SAP audio setting provided by WRTO. La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader. Cubs SAP brought to you by Galaxy, home remodeling experts since 1984. Do great work, give a great deal. That's Galaxy. Elio Benitez, Hector Fabregas with the call tonight in Spanish. Sinker baller Randy Wells will face this Giants starting lineup. Cody Ross in there once again for Andres Torres, who's out after an appendectomy. Freddie Sanchez is at second base. Aubrey Huff at first. Buster Posey, game-winning homer last night, cleans up. Pat Burrell, excellent numbers against the Cubs, including 2 homers off Randy Wells in San Francisco. Jose Guillen in right. Pablo Sandoval is at third. Juan Uribe at short. And the pitcher, Jonathan Sanchez, hits ninth.
And let's check out how the Cubs take the field defensively tonight behind Randy Wells. Brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. Once again, we have Soriano, Bird, and Fukudome across the outfield. Ramirez and Castro will be on the left side of the infield. Darwin Barney getting the nod at second base tonight. Xavier Nady over at first base. Coy Hill doing the catching for right-hander Randy Wells. He spoke about it in the open of the show, coming off his best outing of the year against the St. Louis Cardinals. Was a really motivated soldier to pitch well in front of friends and families down on the river, and he was able to do so. 8 innings, 5 hits, only 1 run, struck out 5, did not walk a batter.
20-year veteran Mike Winters will call the balls and strikes. A veteran of 2 World Series. Wendelstedt, Runge, and Lane, the crew chief, around the bases. Here we go. Randy Wells to Cody Ross. Ball 1 outside. Much cooler this evening than last night. Wind coming in pretty lightly right now off the lake. This time of the year, the conditions can change quite a bit, and they already have in the first 2 games of this series. As Cody Ross trying to bring rain way up in the air as Starlin Castro makes the catch in fair territory for the first out. Here's our Chrysler game forecast. 64 degrees, an east wind at 5. High humidity, but hopefully we will avoid the rain. It delayed last night's start by over an hour. And the forecast brought to you by Chrysler. For more info on our vehicle lineup, log on to Chrysler.com or stop by your Chicagoland or Northwest Indiana Chrysler dealer today.
You have to say the conditions here tonight, Len, probably make the Giants feel right at home. Cool breeze blowing off the lake, cooler temperatures. That looks like fog. Actually, it's barbecue smoke, I believe, but the Giants should feel right at home here tonight with a full moon.
That's driven deep the other way into the alley. It's going to hit the track, then the bottom of the basket, and Freddie Sanchez has a stand-up double.
We know Freddie Sanchez has been a really good opposite field hitter throughout his career, but rarely has he shown this kind of pop to the opposite field. He drove that ball all the way out there off the middle of the warning track for a standing double.
Now first baseman Aubrey Huff. Well, I thought we were going to see some offense last night, even though you had Matt Cain and Carlos Zambrano on the mound. The conditions said runs, home runs. And through 9 innings, only 1. That was a Buster Posey 8th inning home run. Z got through 6 without allowing a run, so he got a no decision. Only 7 hits combined. And we mentioned the wind blowing in tonight. Caught the outside corner, 0-2. Cubs on an impressive pitching streak. They have allowed 3 or fewer runs in 10 consecutive games. It's the longest such streak since late in 1984 when they had 14 in a row. They won the old Eastern Division that season. They have allowed 1 or 0 runs in 5 of those 10 games. But the Giants are one-upping them. They've done it 15 games in a row. This will get back out of play. According to Elias Bob, they have the 3rd longest single-season streak in the live ball era. 15 consecutive games allowing 3 runs or less. The live ball era began in 1920.
And over the years, the Giants have had a number of really good pitching staffs, but this one may end up ranking right up there with the best.
Two and two.
Well, that's going to be a key pitch for Randy Wells in this ball game. His ability to throw that changeup around the fringes of the strike zone, get some swings and misses, get some easy ground ball outs to his infielders. Right now, he just can't seem to find a good release point to get it near the corners.
And a base hit pulled into right. Sanchez is going to be held by Tim Flannery. Good throw to the cutoff man by Fukudome. And the Giants are in business. They have runners at first and third with only one out.
And that's why it's so important for Randy Wells to be able to command that changeup, because if he has to throw fastballs when he's behind in the count, this anemic Giants offense is going to find themselves getting some pretty good rips. That ball was hit hard into right field. So hard, in fact, that Tim Flannery had no choice but to hold up Sanchez at third.
So Wells in some trouble. He has allowed 21 first inning runs already this season. Here's Buster Posey. The Cubs in double play depth around the infield, and Posey fouls it into the upper deck behind first. Posey, the third rookie to hit a homer for a first place team in a 1-0 regular season game in September or October. Phil Cavarretta did it with the Cubs in 1935. Phil Rizzuto as a Yankee in 1941. This was the only run of the game last night off Andrew Kashner in the eighth.
Took advantage of that wind you talked about blowing straight out to center field. Not only did he hit it hard, but he got it high in the air and just rode the wind currents out of here into the basket in center.
Swing and a miss. Strike three. Big punch out for Wells. See, Bob, we didn't praise Posey enough before the home run. We were singing his praises before his first at bat. Last night he struck out. Same thing tonight.
And not a great pitch, but a great result that time for Randy Wells. That was a belt high slider over the middle of the plate, but had Posey way out in front for strike three.
Not out of the woods yet. Pat Burrell hit 2 homers off Wells in San Francisco on August 12th. One was a grand slam. And they came in consecutive innings, the 4th and the 5th. Swung on and missed. 0-2. So far, a gorgeous night. Inside on a fastball, 1-2. Some rain last night, but once we started, we didn't see any rain the rest of the way.
Yeah, we really caught a break looking at the weather radar. Most of the storms that followed the initial one just slid south of the city. We were able to complete the game, no problem.
Called strike three, so Wells gets out of it. First and third, one out, and he strikes out Posey and Burrell. brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. Darwin Barney gets the nod against the lefty at second base. Jeff Baker battling a little stomach virus, feeling better today, but not in the lineup. Castro, Bird, Ramirez. You have Nady at first, Soriano in left, Kosuke in right, and the battery of Hill and Wells.
Take a look at the Giants defensively tonight. Pat Burrell, Cody Ross, and Jose Guillen across the outfield. It'll be Pablo Sandoval at third base. Juan Uribe, former White Sox at shortstop, along with Freddie Sanchez. Fewest double plays turned in the National League this year, partly because they have a strikeout pitching staff. It'll be Aubrey Huff over at first base. Buster Posey doing the catching for left-hander Jonathan Sanchez.
You see that 132 hits, almost 177 innings. Low opponent's batting average. He has, however, dealt 85 walks, most in the league. And it'll be just foul for Darwin Barney.
You mentioned the opponent's batting average against Jonathan Sanchez at 207. That's the lowest in the National League. However, with the base on balls, it's been a little bit of a struggle for him. 5 times this year he's walked 5 in a game. One time he walked 6, another time he walked 7 2 starts ago. So patient aggressiveness, I guess, is the proper approach to this guy.
Well, his last time out, a career high 12 strikeouts against the Dodgers, and he's now 12 away from 200. Longtime Giants pitching coach Dave Righetti. 1-2 on the Oregon State product, Darwin Barney. Started on Sunday in Florida, walked 3 times and scored 3 runs. Cody Ross will retire him. Starlin Castro, 0 for 2 last night. He did reach twice on a walk and then was hit by a pitch, but also was caught stealing. Fastball in there for a strike. Another lefty tomorrow night, Madison Bumgarner for the Giants. The Cubs hit lefties better than righties as Uribe will fire across. Boy, an extremely quiet night. Maybe the quietest game all year for this Cubs offense. Mustered just a couple of singles against Matt Cain and 3 relievers. That was it.
Now, the Giants bullpen has been extremely good pretty much all season long, and Matt Cain was one of his better outings of the year last night. And anytime you catch one of the best right-handers in the National League on a good night, it's going to be tough to put hits together.
One strike on Marlon Byrd. The 2 hits tied for the fewest this season. 3 times the Cubs have been 2 hit. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
You'll basically see a 3-pitch mix from Sanchez in the game tonight. A fastball, a slurvy breaking ball, and a split finger that initially we just used as a straight changeup, but has become a really good weapon for him. He throws it at different speeds. If he needs a ground ball double play, he'll throw a hard split finger. If he's looking to get the batter out in front, maybe get a swinging strike, he'll take a little bit off, split his fingers just a little bit further, and throw it as a straight changeup.
Outside on a fastball, 2-2. There's a familiar face, former Cub Sean Dunston, Giants instructor. Third late on the fastball as the Cubs go in order, 1-2-3. 0-0 after an inning. Underway here in the Giants' second. One strike on right fielder Jose Guillen. Three homers with the Giants, but he also hit 16 with Kansas City before he was cut from the roster and eventually traded. That one drilled out into the alley, similar to where Freddie Sanchez hit his double.
Hey, Cub fans, on Friday, the Cubs host the Cardinals right here at Wrigley Field. Game time is 1:20, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 adults, 21 and over, will receive a Cubs bottle opener, compliments of Budweiser. The moon looks like a big pizza pie tonight. And speaking of pizza pie, we'd like to thank all our friends over at D'Agostino's, including Scott D'Agostino, Mike Petrick, for helping feed the crew tonight. I think a good time was had by all. It got very quiet out there by the trucks when the food showed up.
Hard to talk when you're stuffing your face with za. Since we're in the Segway business, I'm sure Pablo Sandoval has enjoyed his fair share of pizza.
Oh, yeah.
How would you like to see me put his jersey on?
I think it'd be funnier to see him put your jersey on.
Well, no laughing matter. His weight has been a big topic of conversation around the Giants. They had such a good year last year. They still talked about it, but I think you can live with it if you're the Giants. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2, when you're hitting .330 like you did in 153 games last season. Those numbers have dropped off considerably this season. And he is going to live in San Diego in the winter and work out. One-two on the way. Chop to Castro. That'll keep Guillen at second. Sandoval running hard. Got thrown out by a step.
Watch the first pitch right here. Juan Uribe loves to ambush opposing pitchers, especially in that first at bat of a ball game. Jump on the first thing close to the strike zone. And you would figure he'd even be more aggressive with a runner in scoring position here in the top of the second.
Still no Edgar Renteria, battling a sore elbow. Uribe 2 hits last night. High deep drive, Marlon Byrd just onto the track. DN will tag and easily get third, but there are 2 outs.
Well, yesterday at this time, that ball is rattling around out there in the batter's eye somewhere. A high drive to deep center field. Wind has died down considerably even since this game began, but what little bit of wind there is right now blowing straight in and may have helped knock this one down. Looked like Uribe thought he got enough of it, but Marlon Byrd able to track it down 1 step onto the warning track.
Jonathan Sanchez lifts into left center, but Marlon Byrd gets this one too. So for the second straight inning, the Giants leave a runner at third. Still scoreless. Glenn and Bob. And check out our WGN Baseball blog as well, WGNTV.com. So a lot of ways to get in touch with us. You can post on our blog, you can email, you can tweet. And Tyler Colvin out of the hospital. That's great news. As Ramirez flies to right, where DN will put it away. So if you'd like to post on our blog or send us an email, sending get well wishes to Tyler. Maybe we'll be able to read a few on the air tonight and over the weekend on WGN. He is driving back home to South Carolina with his grandfather. And Bob, I think right now it's just trying to get some R&R.
Well, he deserves it. I'll tell you, Tyler Colvin had a real nice rookie season up here after a little bit of a taste of it at the end of the season last year, and had himself a great season with the 20 home runs. Unfortunately, it came to a premature end, but right now the most important thing is for Tyler to get healed up, get healthy, and come back to spring training ready to go next year.
Nady slices this one out of play.
Let's check out who's moving forward with Toyota.
There it is.
take a look at Xavier Nady. Last 8 ball games, a .355 average. He scored 6 runs, driven in 4. You see the numbers before and after the break. No coincidence, he's gotten more consistent playing time after the break. Toyota and your local Toyota dealers, official partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, 2 swing and a miss. Nady's 7-game hitting streak ended last night. And is now 0 for 4 to start this series. Bob, quality of left-hander aside, you would much rather face a lefty if you're the Cubs in just about any spot versus a righty. Cubs have hit .287 against lefties, just .248 versus right-handers. It's really not even that close. You look at the on-base slugging averages. This team hits lefties and struggles against righties. I do think it's why you will likely see Jim Hendry either in free agency or via a trade try to acquire a left-handed bat. 2-1 the count, because you are going to face a lot more righties than lefties over the course of a season. Cubs have over 4,000 plate appearances against righties, just over 1,600 versus lefties. Three and 1 on Soriano. Back our way, full count, 3-2.
That's the count. If you're a hitter against Jonathan Sanchez, you look forward to those 3-1 counts. That's where he has surrendered the highest opponent's batting average, .538. Pretty much every other count, even when the hitter is ahead, he's got very respectable numbers. But that 3-1 count, where he's forced to throw a strike rather than walk a batter, is where he gets hurt.
Matt Burrow makes a catch. Sanchez has cruised through 2. He and Randy Wells locked into a scoreless tie. Giants and Cubs are scoreless. We've played 11 innings in this series. Only one run has scored. Two 2-0 to Cody Ross, who popped out to Starlin Castro to begin the game. Well, he bailed out of the way, and that pitch was called a strike. 2-1.
Good biting sinker that time from Randy Wells. Started on the inner third of the plate, worked its way back to the corner. I think Ross thought it had more movement than it did. There's that same move, this time on a slider on the inside corner. Looks like Cody Ross doesn't like that ball on the inside part of the plate too much.
In the dirt. It's full, 3-2. Randy Wells hasn't won at home in a while. Personal 5-game slide here at Wrigley Field. Broken bat grounder to Ramirez. One away.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN TV on the U is sponsored in part by the Illinois Lottery Mega Millions. Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $16 million.
Wells' last win at Wrigley, July 23rd, almost 2 full months ago against St. Louis. 6 starts since, 5 losses and a no decision. Boy, nice play by Aramis. That ball hit the lip of the grass, and instead of bouncing, it stayed on the dirt. Got his glove down, and he got a former teammate, Freddie Sanchez.
That's a corner infielder's worst nightmare. That ball that hits right at the edge of the grass in the dirt. You could see it was due to take one more big hop to Ramirez, but instead it stayed down. He had to stab his glove down toward the ground to make the stop and was able to throw Sanchez out.
Actually, they were not teammates. Missed each other by a year. They're both former Pirates. Here's Aubrey Huff. How about this for Randy Wells? Very quick 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the third. Giants nothing, Cubs nothing.
First inning. Let's check out the crowd through the first inning fan cam and see who's enjoying the game.
The week ends, the week begins. We look at each other, wondering what the other is thinking, but we never say anything.
It's the Dave Matthews Band with Ants Marching. Dave Matthews Band played here at Wrigley on Friday and Saturday night. Budweiser, it's what we do. Speaking of ants marching, I had a few ants marching through my kitchen today when I woke up. That's always fun.
ANTS or AUNTS?
No, ANTS.
Okay. Stuff. First inning fan cam, 3-1 on Fukudome. Cubs have not made Sanchez work from the stretch to this point. And even though he is left-handed, you can run on him. Deep to right field for Fukudome. Gone! How about that? Off the lefty. 1-0 Cubs. Already with a career high in home runs, and that's number 13 for Kosuke.
Three of his 13 home runs have come against lefties this year. With this drive to right field, his batting average against lefties will jump up over 270. He's done a much better job against southpaws this season.
Coy Hill has never homered as a righty. 6 homers, they've all been left-handed. He has, however, hit for a higher average in his career from the right side. Part of the issue is he just doesn't bat righty that often. As a backup catcher to a right-handed hitting Giovanni Soto. Not going to get a lot of time against lefties when Soto's healthy as he flies out to center.
Like a lot of switch hitters, his swing is a little different from each side of the plate. Left-handed, for me, his swing is a little bit longer, produces a little more loft in his swing, consequently more home runs. Right-handed, he's a little more controlled, a little shorter, makes more contact, probably loses a little bit of power.
Eight days ago in St. Louis, was terrific on the mound and had 2 hits and 2 RBIs at the plate to help his own cause as Cubs beat the Cardinals 7-2. Longer break in between starts with 2 off days recently. Last Thursday and then on Monday as Wells strikes out. Back to the top and Darwin Barney. Called strike outside corner. And on the hands that time. Jonathan Sanchez is 27, 6 feet, 194 pounds. From Puerto Rico, born in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico. Attended Ohio Dominican University. threw a no-hitter against the Padres last year on July 10th. That was after a demotion to the bullpen. He was filling in for Randy Johnson, who had gone on the disabled list. It was close to a perfect game, only one base runner. That came on an 8th inning error by Juan Uribe, who was playing third base. Way outside, 2-2.
Interesting little note here in the Giants media notes. Sanchez has held left-handed hitters to a 159 average this season. That's second lowest in the National League. I think a lot of people would be surprised to find that the lowest left-handed batting average is against Carlos Marmol. Lefty's hitting only 139 against the Cubs closer.
A significant number of players today. Jonathan Sanchez's trousers are about 3 inches too long. That's the new look. You see Darwin Barney's pants pretty long as well. Problem is, if you have to tie your shoes, it's a 5-minute ordeal. Darwin takes a 2-out walk. Ukadome with the home run. Maybe that'll be the only run tonight. It's funny, Bob, when you talk about clothing styles and fads that go in and out. We talked before about different eras. Basketball shorts used to be shorts, and they're not shorts really anymore. Back when you played, a lot of teams wore pullover jerseys, and they fit. I don't remember one guy who wore a really baggy uniform. Just about everybody today does. You see a guy who wears a uniform that fits, it looks too tight.
It tends to run in cycles. That's what I keep telling my son Michael. I can't wait till his children wear those real short shorts that Dad used to wear back when he played basketball in high school.
Lines it into right center. Barney will advance to third. Time now to look at our PNC Cubs achiever as a Giant.
Wow.
On this date. 25 years ago, 2 for 4, 19th homer of the season off Oral Hershiser. Nicely done on the jersey. How many buttons are undone there?
It was tough to keep them buttoned, you know. We used to pop off and fly into the stands, for crying out loud.
Very nice.
That was one of the few highlights of that '85 season with the Giants. We lost 100 games that year. Could have very easily lost a lot more. Probably deserved to lose a lot more. But, you know, everything you go through in this game as a player, as a coach, as a manager, as a broadcaster, it's a learning experience. And it was a tough lesson to learn, but I learned what it means to lose 100 games in a season and what that looks like. Definitely want to avoid that. I think I've told you the story before, Len. At this time of the year, guys had their fishing poles in the clubhouse, putting new line on the reels. They were cleaning their guns, getting ready for the off season, looking at vacation brochures, everything but baseball. It was just a horrible atmosphere.
Well, on that note, PNC Bank proud to be official sponsor of the Cubs. And just as proud to support the fans and community who cheer them on. PNC for the achiever in us all.
That's right.
It started out on a good note. You hit your 19th home run, 2 hits.
Yeah, well, when 19,
it's all about the team, I know.
When 19 home runs leads the team for the season, you know what kind of year it's been.
0-2 to Bird is high, 1-2.
I think most players feel the same way, Len. Regardless of what you were able to accomplish individually over the course of a season, it's tough to take any pleasure in it when your team does not play well. The overriding memory you have is it was a bad season.
One and 2 on Bird. Leadoff homer by Fukudome. Cubs later rallying with 2 outs. They have Barney at third and Castro at first. Inside, 2-2. Will Clark fan in the house. Huge series against the Cubs in '89 for Will Clark. Another foul by Bird.
Really, that series that particular year was all about the first baseman. Will Clark had a huge series for the Giants, as did Mark Grace for the Cubs. It was like they were just trying to one-up each other the whole series.
Pitch inning. There in the third for Sanchez. There goes Castro with a tapper foul. You weren't kidding about Mark Grace and Will Clark. They both hit over 600 in that series in 1989. Not bad. The Will and Grace show. Yep. Ready for another 3-2 with Castro running, and he struck him out for the second time tonight. Kosuke lining one into the seats in right to make it 1-0 Cubs. Wells against Posey, knee-high strike. Cubs 1, Giants nothing. 4th inning. Twins, the first team to clinch a division title last night as they won and the White Sox lost. The Twins beat the Indians again today 5-1. They set a new single season Twins attendance mark over 3 million at their new ballpark. Ron Gardenhire last night, the clincher, his 800th career win as a manager. And he has tentatively set the division series rotation. Francisco Liriano will get game 1. Carl Pavano game 2. Brian Dunsing game 3. And if they use 4 starters, it would be Nick Blackburn as the number 4. Posey strikes out for the 2nd time. Now tonight's improvement from Menards. That rough stretch for Randy. 0-5 with a 623, but his last 4 a lot better. For all your home improvement needs, shop and save big money at Menards. Popped up by Pat Burrow. Castro to catch.
I know you've noticed this, Len, and probably most of the Cubs fans have noticed it also with Starlin Castro. Whenever he can, he catches pop-ups with 2 hands. It's such an odd sight to see nowadays. Most guys just reach up that glove hand and snare the ball out of midair, but Starlin always gets that bare hand up there near the glove when he has an opportunity to. That's one of the first things you teach a youngster playing the game. Catch the ball with 2 hands.
And really you're catching it with 1 hand, but the other hand is there in case the ball pops out. But you're right. It's, I think, more uncommon to see that than it is to see a guy with just putting the glove up and leaving the other hand dangling.
I think it's a good habit to get into, and I think, years and years ago in the game of baseball, the equipment wasn't the same. The gloves were not as flexible. You weren't able to close the glove around the baseball the way you can in the gloves today.
Well, Wells getting better as each inning has gone along. He has now retired 9 in a row. 1-0 Cubs. Randy Wells has been a little bit better than Jonathan Sanchez early on. Ramos Ramirez jerks it foul. Big news today in Arizona. We have a new general manager, Kevin Towers. Former longtime GM of the San Diego Padres. Jerry DiPoto was the interim general manager. Now it's going to be Kevin Towers in Arizona. There's also word that Kevin Towers plans on talking with Greg Maddux about joining the Diamondbacks on their coaching staff. He's either a bench coach or a pitching coach. Well, Greg works with the Cubs right now as an assistant to general manager Jim Hendry. Sounds like if he has an interest in getting back in uniform, there's a standing offer. Although, to be honest, Bob, I think there's probably a standing offer from a lot of different organizations.
Probably about 30 teams would be interested in having Greg Maddux on their staff.
Well, I'd hate to lose Greg Maddux. I'm sure he won't go without a fight from Jim Hendry, that's for sure. According to USA Today, the last Hall of Fame pitcher to be a pitching coach, and Maddux is on that track to be a Hall of Famer, was Fergie back in 1996 for the Cubs. Full count. Pitch number 8 from Sanchez to Ramirez. We'll have at least 9 in this AB. And a couple of good on this date nuggets for you. 1911. So what's that, 99 years ago? Cy Young on his final career game, 511th career win. Beat the Pirates 1-0 at age 44. That liner handled by Uribe.
The 2010 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN TV on the U is brought to you by Bud Light. The sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Nady struck out swinging in his first at bat. Takes the fastball low. 1926, September 22nd. Veteran outfielder Zach Wheat hit his final home run as a Brooklyn Dodger. Pulled a muscle near second. And he had to rest about 5 minutes before completing his home run trot. It would be the longest such trot in Major League history. He eventually would go to the Hall of Fame. That's an interesting story, Bob, because last night Jim Edmonds injured himself rounding the bases. That has happened more often than you would think in baseball history. Hopefully that's not the final home run of Edmonds' career, but you never know. 2 down. Trying to remember the players involved, but I think it was in Toronto a few years ago. Guy pulled up lame at second base, and what they did is they had a pinch runner come in and literally go to the spot where the injured player was and complete the trip around the bases.
I think the best story related to that that I ever heard or saw was the girls softball player that hit a home run and injured herself.
Carried her, right?
And the opposing team carried her around the bases to complete the home run trot because she could not get assistance from her own team. That's a tremendous example of sportsmanship.
And it was Gabe Kapler back in 2005 with Boston. It was a Tony Graffinino home run, but he was rounding second. He tripped on a seam in the turf, ruptured his Achilles. Graffinino couldn't pass him. Base hit out into right center. So he stood there while they called on a pinch runner for Kapler. See, two guys standing at second base.
Did they have to pass a baton like a relay race or something?
That's a good question.
Very odd. Nice piece of hitting that time by Soriano, and a fastball low and away just below the knees on the outside corner. Shot it past Freddie Sanchez into right center for a base hit.
Kosuke gave the Cubs a lead with a leadoff home run in the third inning. He's hitting 7th tonight. Inside corner, 1-1.
You mentioned earlier, Len, that Sanchez is a guy you can run on for a left-handed pitcher. Opposing base stealers have had a tremendous amount of success, 70 out of 90 in his career. This season, 18 out of 25 attempts have been successful. There's really quite a difference in his delivery to home plate and his pickoff move to first base. He really crosses that right foot behind the rubber when he's delivering the ball to home plate. Pretty much lifts that front foot straight up when he's throwing over to first base, and good base stealers and good first base coaches will pick that up rather quickly.
Awkward swing by Kosuke as he strikes out. Number 5 for Sanchez, but he trails Randy Wells and the Cubs 1-0. Fifth inning, Randy Wells with a 1-0 lead, trying to get his 8th win of the season. This is his 31st start. Every start he makes now, new career high. And the foul balls off the bat of Pablo Sandoval. Cardinals continue to fade. Well, they cannot beat teams that are under 500. Pirates 11, Cardinals 2 in the top of the 7th. Division race is just about over. Cincinnati's magic number going into action tonight down to 4. Although they're getting blasted in Milwaukee 10-1 in the 3rd inning. Joey Votto not in their lineup again with a sinus infection. Sandoval swung and missed and just took off for first on a pitch in the dirt, which is a good idea. Don't wait around and look. Just run. Time for the 5th inning, brought to you by Subway. Hey, Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win 5 $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. In there on Uribe. In there again, inside corner. Wells in a very nice rhythm. Lots of strikes. He hasn't walked anybody yet. In the dirt. Pitch count in great shape. Uribe chases back-to-back Ks. In fact, that's 3 in a row going back to the 4th inning.
And Randy Wells has really found a good release point on that straight changeup. Both the strikeouts in this inning. Pablo Sandoval to lead it off, and now Juan Uribe coming on changeups that bounced out in front of home plate. That's just textbook get ahead in the count and expand the strike zone on an aggressive swinger.
0-2 on Sanchez. And we want to send out happy birthday wishes to our good friend Rocky Vanaka, Peoria Chiefs president. 39 again.
And again and again and again. Boy, Rocky and his staff, they put on a great show down there in Peoria. I could not recommend it any higher. If you get an opportunity next year while the Cubs are on the road somewhere, sneak on down to Peoria and see the Chiefs play.
Gobbled up by Darwin Barney. 12 in a row retired by Randy Wells. Still 1-0 Cubs. this has been your series to watch. 1-0 Giants last night, 1-0 Cubs so far tonight. Coy Hill hits it hard but foul the other way. And a nice post on our blog from Debbie in Quincy, Illinois. Wanted to send Tyler Colvin a get well wish. Again, Tyler Colvin driving, well, he's riding his grandfather. They're very close. Went to Miami. Tyler was in the hospital recovering from that chest injury. Was pierced by the broken bat of Wellington Castillo, but Colvin got out of the hospital today and taking about a 10-hour ride back home to South Carolina, where he will recover. And not quite sure when he'll be back here at Wrigley Field, but there is no hurry. His health is #1 right now, and I found out Sunday he would be done for the rest of the season, which actually ends a week from Sunday anyway.
And he's driving back to South Carolina because the doctors recommended that he not fly because of the nature of the injury itself. So he need to spend some quality time with Grandpa in the car on the ride back to South Carolina.
And if you would like to send literally a letter to Tyler Colvin, I've had a fan or two ask me how you can do that. Is Coy Hill has a leadoff 2-base hit? You can send that letter to Wrigley Field. Just put Tyler's name on it. They sort all the mail for the players. I'm sure it's already piling up in the clubhouse.
Coy Hill tomahawking a high pitch into the gap in left center. Pat Burrell took a little bit of a shallow line after that ball, and it skipped right by him all the way to the vines for a leadoff double here. You would expect Randy Wells to move him up with a sac bunt.
And with that in mind, most of the infielders converging on the mound. They discuss strategy with the pitcher. Wells with 9 sac bunts.
Ideally, Randy bunts the ball to the third base side of the field, forcing Sandoval to come in and make the play. The one wild card is Jonathan Sanchez being a left-handed thrower. It's a much easier play for him to come off the mound on the third base side, pick up the bunt, and throw to third and try to get Coy Hill advancing from second to third. So ideally, once again, Randy gets it right down the line and forces the third baseman to make the play.
Right-hander Chris Ray has just gotten up.
And on this particular play for the base runner, Coy Hill at second base, you don't have to advance. If that ball is bunted back toward the pitcher's mound or directly in front of home plate where Buster Posey could make the play, you do not have to advance to third base.
Well, he's going to now. At least he'll try to. Posey's throw. Actually, I believe hit Coy Hill. He's going to try to score, and he will. That worked out well. It's 2-0. I think that throw eluded Sandoval, deflected off Hill, and allowed him to easily come home.
A ill-advised throw here by Buster Posey. Not sure if that'll be a pass ball or a wild pitch, but right there, he's got no chance to get Coy Hill. The throw actually hit Coy somewhere near the midsection, maybe on his arms. He got him crossed across his chest to protect himself, but he's able to trot home when that ball trickles over near the Cubs dugout.
A wild pitch and then an error on Posey to make it 2-0.
They're looking, appears to be at the left arm, possibly, of Coy Hill.
Ball strike 3 to get Wells.
Hey fans, the 26th annual Cubs Convention will take place at the Hilton Chicago on January 14th, 15th, and 16th, 2011. Rooms are available now by calling the Hilton Chicago at 312-922-4400 and asking for the Cubs Convention rate. Weekend passes will go on sale in early November, and for more information, as always, visit Cubs.com.
Sharply hit ground ball to Freddie Sanchez, who throws out Barney.
It looked like Coy Hill got drilled by the Posey throw to third base. It tailed away from Pablo Sandoval back into the sliding Coy Hill, and you can see right there, hit him on the left forearm. And although it's unintentional, he does a nice job of deflecting that ball away from the Giants defenders. He's able to get up and score.
He's a catcher.
Merit badge.
Another hard hit grounder that kicks up to Uribe. Castro out. But Coy Hill manufactures a run, a double, wild pitch, an error, and it's 2-zip. Ball strike. Cody Ross, top of the order for San Francisco. The first 6 batters of the game, 3 of them reached on hits, and 2 were hit hard to the gap in right center. They haven't hit anything hard since. Castro to Nady. Time to check out our AT&T Uverse replay. We get a lot of great letters, but this was one of my favorites from Elsie Geringer in Crown Point, Indiana. Elsie's husband kept this scorecard on August 1st, 1934, the Cubs and Cardinals here at Wrigley Field. So Elsie sent the scorecard, the official 10-cent scorecard, to us. And we can't thank her enough. Lots of great detail. Leo DeRocher was playing shortstop that day for the Cardinals, who won the game 4-0. Included on the scorecard are the rules and little tips for scoring the game yourself, as it reads. It has prices of different items you can purchase here at Wrigley as Freddie Sanchez singles into right. That's his second hit.
How much was a draft beer?
$19.34. There's some of the prices.
Yeah, bottled beer for a quarter.
25 cents.
Yeah, I think a draft beer was maybe a dime or something like that.
Yeah, draft was 15 cents.
I'm buying.
A cushion for 10 cents. Wrigley's gum, 5 cents. Cigarettes were on the menu, 1934. It says vendors are numbered. Report any overcharge by number. Hey, number 13 overcharged me. Great stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gabby Hartnett was in the lineup that day for the Cubs. 1934. On the back of the card, it says this is the 6th year Prima has broadcast both home games and out-of-town games. Good old Prima on draft under the grandstand. One and two the count on Aubrey Huff. That's a telephone, Bob.
Really?
Yeah. To get one of those. Sarah, give me Mount Pilot.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Now a little more modern equipment. Aubrey Huff walking it off after fouling that ball off his foot. You know, the best thing about that scorecard and thinking about being in a game in this ballpark in 1934, fundamentally not much has changed. And they have made several structural improvements, but for the most part it's the same park as it was then. Pulled right to Nady, double play. Sanchez doubled off. Huff just flings his bat away in disgust. And the Giants come up empty again. 2-0 Cubs. Bottom of the 6th, Marlon Byrd, Aramis Ramirez, and Xavier Nady against the lefty Jonathan Sanchez. Backhanded by Sandoval, and they just get Bird.
Hey, Len, Connie Thorpe's from Chicago is tonight's Hit the Jackpot with Powerball contestant. If the Cubs hit a home run in this inning, Connie Thorpe will win 100 chances to win the Powerball jackpot. Tonight's jackpot is worth $20 million.
Good job by Randy Wells. A week's worth of rest, and he has shown no rust tonight. Swing and a miss by Ramirez. And to finish up our AT&T Uverse replay, find out more of what's possible at att.com. AT&T, rethink possible.
You know, Len, we had a little chuckle looking at that old scorecard from 1934. Can you imagine 76 years from now, people will look at the laptop computers and the digital cameras and say, man, you believe they lived that way? All we have to do is think about it now, and it's there.
Yeah. Now, what is next?
Yeah, that's scary. I mean, a beer might be $600 70 years from now.
I will have turned about 116 years old. How old will you be?
Oh, jeez. I don't even know how old I am now.
Maybe by then, Bob, we'll just live forever.
Yeah.
Two and two on Aramis. Here it is. Yank foul into the seats. Playable in foul territory. As Huff makes the catch. Well, you have games like this, you may be sitting at home going, how are these guys doing it? Well, they're getting ahead. And when you establish early on that you are going to throw strikes early in the count, you're going to get batters to be more aggressive. Not only we've seen a lot of quick outs.
Not only that, but you're going to get the home plate umpire to be a little more aggressive. If you prove that you can throw strikes, you're going to be right around that plate. They're going to give you the benefit of the doubt on some borderline pitches, and then that makes the hitter swing even more, and it just snowballs, and before you know it, you've got yourself a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel going.
Beautiful night. Reminds me of that old children's book, Good Night, Moon.
I never read that one.
Yeah, come on. The Great Green Room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon.
Ooh, very nice. Although if you say good night to the moon, doesn't that mean it's morning?
It's saying that you're going to sleep.
Oh,
so
okay.
you're saying good night.
I see. I see.
To everyone. I think the Waltons stole that book. Good night, Grandpa.
Hey, John boy.
Good night, Moon. 3-2, 2 down. 6th inning. Cubs leading 2-0. Stellar pitching once again. And he bounces foul near his home dugout. Well, the Padres and Rockies are big Cub fans during this series. They're both chasing the Giants in the West. Ball 4 to keep the inning alive. The second walk issued by Sanchez. Here comes Bruce Bochy. He's going to make a change. With Alfonso Soriano coming up. He's going to go with a right-hander. I believe it's Chris Ray who was up earlier. 2-0 Cubs. We're in the 6th, and we'll be back.
Right here at Wrigley Field. Tickets are still available for remaining home games, including bleacher seats. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office.
Chris Ray out of the Giants bullpen. Man, was their pen good last night. 9 up, 9 down. Ramirez, Romo, and Wilson. First 18 games here in September, they have allowed 2 earned runs, 3 total.
Chris Ray with that herky-jerky delivery. Feature a couple of different fastballs, a 4-seamer and a sinking 2-seamer. Also throws a slider, a very rare curveball on occasion to a left-handed hitter to try to jump ahead in the count, but basically fastball slider.
Got him from Texas in the Benji Molina deal on July 1st. Left-hander Jeremy Affeldt now working in their bullpen. Deep to left off the bat of Soriano, but he's out in front. And he knew it. He never got out of the batter's box. Chris Ray had Tommy John surgery in August of 2007. 33 saves a year before, 06 in Baltimore. One and two to Alfonso. Xavier Nady at first. He walked. Final batter, Jonathan Sanchez faced, and he got him on a slider for strike 3. We'll head off to the 7th. Cubs 2, Giants nothing. Buster Posey lifts in a deep right center, but Marlon Byrd for a handle. And has shifted slightly more right to left than in. Tonight's Honda CRV game summary. Not a lot of offense. Freddie Sanchez has half the hits for the Giants, and Randy Wells now updating, has retired 16 of 17. Visit your Honda dealer. Test drive a 2010 Honda CRV. That was updated, 15 of 16. Now they're fast in the production truck.
Yes, they are. You were anticipating this out by Pat Burrell, and that's what happened.
There you go.
Yeah.
Burrow got the best of Wells the last time they matched up at AT&T Park, but it's been Wells so far tonight as Burrow has gone 0 for 2. Chicago Blues legend Buddy Guy will handle the stretch tonight. Always an honor to have Buddy Guy with us. 5-time Grammy Award-winning blues and rock guitarist and singer. Maybe he'd give you a lesson. You asked nicely.
Man.
Base hit through the hole on the left side. If you do get one, can I just come and watch? I just want to watch Buddy play.
I only know 3 chords. Hey, visit the official online shop of the Chicago Cubs at Cubs.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Cubs.com shop. Accept no substitutes.
Tying run at the plate. Jose Guillen takes ball 1 low. A double and a strikeout for Jose. Castro able to just knock it down. They get 1. They get 2. What a double play. Here comes Buddy Guy.
The ball game is Chicago Blues legend Buddy Guy.
We're with the legend and the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Buddy Guy, as the Cubs try to add on to their 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Always a pleasure to see you, Buddy. How are you?
Fun old fella, I'm hanging on, you know. I had a little voice problem, and most guys would have canceled tonight. I said, no, I can't cancel, man, with this opportunity. You know, I love baseball, and I've been into baseball before I learned how to play the guitar, man. You know, I used to play baseball with a tin can.
It sounded great tonight. You followed up maybe the premier defensive play of the year for the Cubs as they turned a big double play. Crowd was roaring.
Yes.
And you took center stage. It's a nice feeling.
Sorry about the voice, because I lost it up down in New Mexico a couple of nights ago with B.B. King.
This ball will get into the seats. Check out the ceremonial first pitch tonight.
Buddy Guy.
Very nice.
I missed the corner, though, that
So you used to play a little ball, Buddy, when you were growing up?
A little sandlot ball.
Yeah.
I grew up. Yeah, that's actually I was talking to someone downstairs a few minutes ago when you first brought up Ernie Banks, man. It was another guy who came up with him named Gene Baker, so you know how far I go back.
Well, Buddy, I don't know what kind of ball player you were, but I think you made the right career choice.
I think I did too. I wasn't that fast, no way. So, I mean, you got to be on it all the time. Matter of fact, you have to be on it with the guitar. But what is that? Golf and guitar, I think you can hang around a little longer.
Full count, 3-2 on Fukudome. Cubs leading 2-0. Kosuke hit a home run back in the 3rd inning with the Cubs on top. And that is ball 4. The Cubs have hosted a few concerts here at Wrigley Field. What would it be like to play this venue, buddy?
I think that was 1964. And I wasn't known too well, and I was at White Sox Park. I don't forget who it was, but I would love to play here. You know, we've played a few of them other than this one, but if I'm ever invited, you know, I've never missed a gig in my life yet, and if I'd be invited, it'd be like my voice tonight. I couldn't say no.
Corey Hill hit it hard with foul. When you hear the term Chicago Blues, how would you define it or describe it to someone who might not be familiar with it?
Well, you know, the Chess Brothers had the record company here, and you got to give all the credit to the Muddy Waters, the Little Walter, and people like that. Little Walter was a harmonica player, and you could buy a harmonica for 5 cents or 10 cents. Matter of fact, you used to go to the music store and say, "What do you want for the harmonica?" And the owner would say, "Just give me anything to get it out the way," before he made juke. And he made a comment before he passed. He said, "I'm going to take the harmonica and get out the harmonica what George Washington Carver got out of the peanut." And he did. You know, now you can find out. I think they got a harmonica Carver right at 10 grand.
Check on Kosuke. 1-1 on Coy Hill.
Buddy, do you have a favorite venue that you've ever played? I know you played everywhere all over the world, but is there one place more than any other that you really enjoyed playing?
You know, that's a good question, because wherever you go play, if you don't get the fans in your corner,
They got him.
it's kind of hard. So if you can go get them in your corner, whether you're on the other side of the world or this one, you know. But it's nothing like Chicago, man. You know, I've been all over Africa, all over the world, and when I come to Chicago, it's something about it. Even when it's below zero, I feel warm.
is a strike. Buddy Guy's Legends. Now, how many years has it been open?
This is 22 years, but I just moved on the next corner. I stayed at 8th and Wabash for 21 years, and we moved 3 months ago on at 7th and Wabash.
And how often do you play there?
I play there every January, the whole month of January.
You'll be there again this January?
Yes, I will.
All right.
I really not don't play no more than that. My mother and father raised me on a farm and told me, said, buddy, and all of us, 5 of us, they don't never wear welcome out.
You'll never wear your welcome out, believe me.
I don't know, you know, it's best, you don't know how good a meal is until you try somebody else's.
Randy Wells going to take the at-bat and work into the 8th inning tonight. Why not? He's only allowed 5 hits and has been in total command.
Yes, he sure has.
Nice night tonight. Temperatures in the mid-60s when we started. A little breeze off the lake. 3-0. This is my favorite time of year, buddy, in Chicago. Leaves start turning. Weather cools off just a little bit. Still got a couple of months before snow hopefully comes, but
don't talk it up.
No, I don't want to talk it up too much. Randy Wells draws the walk. We'll get Darwin Barney an opportunity as Posey heads out toward the mound. We talked about favorite venues. How about favorite people you've played with? Anyone in particular you have collaborated with, or been on stage with, that really stand out?
Well, of course, I have to go back to the Muddy Waters, and I just finished last Saturday with B.B. King, and I learned most of my stuff from those guys just before the Beatles, before the Stones, and everybody else. We were playing. I was following them. I came here not to be a professional musician. I came here to, someone told me I could get a day job and watch Muddy and Little Walter and them play at night. And I woke up and they was asking me to play with them one day.
0-1 to Barney. Chopper foul.
Well, buddy, you talk about some of the people that influenced you and your career as a guitar player. How does it make you feel when some of the young guitar slingers say that Buddy Guy is the one that influenced me? How's that make you feel?
Well, first of all, I'm not as famous as who wouldn't like to be, but you know, when someone says something about you, which a lot of the British guitar players, great play. They give me credit, and I still have to come here. If I get invited here, I have to walk out there on that field and prove to people I can play.
Well, you can play, buddy.
Thanks for the time, as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. All right.
talks about proving himself every night. The greatest to ever live. I appreciate Buddy Guy for dropping by. And Cubs tonight leading 2-0. And we're going to see former Cub Mike Fontenot as a pinch hitter for Sandoval. How about this? A nice hand for Mike. His first return to Wrigley since he got traded in San Francisco to the Giants. Saw Mike before the game. He said his teammates were really giving it to him and Cody Ross over the weekend. He said Cody and I try to keep tabs on our former teams, and Marlins and Cubs over the weekend, so we were enthralled by that series. The Cubs were able to sweep it as Diamond and Marshall are up in the bullpen. 0-2 inside.
Great to see Mike Fontenot get an at bat here in this series, but it is kind of puzzling. Bruce Bochy hitting for Pablo Sandoval. He's been a regular here for the better part of 2 seasons and much better hitter from the left side of the plate, but electing to go with Mike Fontenot off the bench, leading off the inning here.
Suppose there's a possibility of an injury, although I didn't see anything. They have a pretty stocked bench and bullpen, so he has options. Like the Giants have been tearing the cover off the ball. Barney, the flip, they get him.
Hey fans, this Saturday is E-Set Day at Wrigley Field. Don't miss the action as the Cubs battle the Cardinals at 12:05. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs hat, compliments of E-Set Internet Security. Start protecting yourself now with E-Set Internet Security software. Download your 30-day free trial at eset.com. That's ESET.com.
Uribe goes after the first one. Marlon Byrd, 2 outs. Another pinch hitter coming up, this time for Chris Ray. It will be Travis Ishikawa. Final in Pittsburgh. Charlie Morton got his second win of the year against 11 losses. He beat Kyle Loesch 11-6 the final. The Pirates probably going to lose 100 this year for the first time since 01. But right now 98 losses as they beat the Cardinals yet again. They've now won 5 in a row. Pirates would have to go 10-1 over their last 11 to avoid a 100-loss season.
Len, you mentioned that the Twins, the first team in Major League Baseball to clinch their division, and I would assume that means we're going to start seeing some articles and some conversations about whether it's better to clinch early or grind it out right till the last day of the season and maintain your competitive edge. I've always been of a mind that you'd like to clinch early, maybe not too early, but early enough so you can set your rotation. You can give some rest to the guys that need it. Maybe get some at-bats for the guys that need some at-bats, some innings for the pitchers in the bullpen that maybe need some work. But bottom line is, as long as you get to the postseason, it doesn't matter how you get there. But I'm sure we'll see a number of articles and columns and opinions on which is better for a team going into the postseason.
Phillies magic number down to 4 as Ishikawa takes a 2-out walk. A combined 1-hit, 1-0 shutout over Atlanta as Roy Oswalt went 7 innings, he got a no decision. The win went to Ryan Madsen in relief. But Roy Oswalt, over his last 10 starts now, including tonight, 7-0 with a 1.40. That could turn into maybe the key trade, in-season trade of the year.
Well, I don't know if anybody could have anticipated how good Roy Oswalt would be for the Phillies after the way he pitched early this season for the Houston Astros. He just didn't seem like his old self. He wasn't as dominating. His stuff wasn't nearly as crisp. But has found new life in Philadelphia. Must be the cheesesteaks.
I think so. That one hit very well, and it's going to be off the door out in left center for Cody Ross, hustling into second with a double. So now the Giants potentially a single away from tying this game. All this happening after 2 are out. First walk of the night to Ishikawa, and then Cody Ross gets a hold of one.
Unfortunately, didn't get much elevation on that ball. He banged it off the wall out there in left center field as it was. Mike Quaddy is not going to take any more chances with Randy Wells. He's going to take 7 2/3 of really strong baseball from Randy tonight.
He's going to go with the closer, Marmol, with 2 outs in the 8th. 37,285 fans on their feet, appreciating Randy Wells' performance tonight. We'll be back.
WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patios, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Here's the closer, Marmol. First appearance in 4 days. Tries to get the final 4 outs. A slider. Slides in for a strike to Freddie Sanchez. Way outside. Second and third with 2 outs. Cubs trying to hang on to a 2-0 lead. Fouled back on a fastball, 1-2. Swing struck him out. Giants strand 2 in scoring position. Bottom 8, still 2-0.
The game came back in the third inning. Kosuke Fukudome with his 13th home run of the season. So far, the only run the Cubs have needed in this game. Lead stands at 2-0 right now. Now's your chance to lease a new BMW 3 Series for $439 a month with nothing down and no security deposit. Visit ChicagolandBMW.com for details.
Castro in the 8th against Santiago Casilla. Right-hander. Look at his numbers. They just keep coming at you, don't they?
They really
One
do.
after another.
Fastball, slider, curveball mix from Casilla. A little bit of a low 3/4 delivery. Occasionally we'll get a lot of tailing action on that fastball.
Righty's hitting .212 against him. Lefty's .208. He's only allowed 2 home runs. Dives at the plate. 96 on that fastball. White Sox now playing out the string. They did snap their 8-game losing streak today. Eliminated last night from the Central. Got 2 runs in the 9th to win it today. Matt Thornton got the victory. Tampa Bay leading at New York 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Yankees have won the first 2 games of that 4-game series. The Yankees have a magic number of 3 to clinch a postseason spot. Red Sox are in desperation mode. 6.5 behind the Rays in the wild card, 9 behind the Yankees in the East. But the Red Sox did win tonight 6-1 over Baltimore. John Lackey beat Kevin Millwood. Kevin Millwood is 3-16.
He is right.
Botno to his left to get his former teammate.
Big hopper to Fontenot's left. We've seen Mike do that a number of times here at Wrigley Field, wearing the blue pinstripes. Mike Fontenot fan here tonight.
Jose Bautista did not homer tonight. Still has 49 for the Blue Jays, but he watched Jose Lopez hit 3 for the Mariners in their 6-3 win at Rogers Center. Saw this note on the Blue Jays website. Bautista needs 3 home runs. As Bird with a swinging bunt, and he's going to make it. That's an infield hit. It worked out well.
It usually does, especially for somebody who runs as hard down that first baseline as Marlon Byrd does. That little topper, take a full swing, get all the defenders back on their heels, and then dribble it down that third baseline.
With 3 more home runs, Jose Bautista would set the record for the largest increase in home runs from one year to the next. He hit 13 last year. If he can get to 52, he'll have the new record. The current record belongs to Davey Johnson, who in 1972 hit 5 home runs and then followed that up with 43 the following season. That's quite a jump.
That's a jump, yeah. Jump out of the gym.
Bautista's previous career high was 16. 2006. Ramos late on that swing to make it 1-2. With 59 career home runs in 6 years combined. This year 49. Ball, they'll get 1. That's it.
Well, for Bautista, you also have to take into consideration how many home runs were hit in Canada and what is the exchange rate with American home runs and Canadian home runs. So
49 would be about 49. Yeah. He has 38.7 home runs in America. Fastball outside to Nady. Looking ahead to the 9th, Huff, Posey, and Burrell against Carlos Marmol. Broken bat we talk about. Fortunately, didn't hit anybody. We'll head to the 9th. 2-0 Cubs. With 2 in scoring position, the tying runs, in fact. In the 8th, we're now in the 9th, still 2-0. And ball 1 to Aubrey Huff. One defensive change. Left field, Sam Fold for Alfonso Soriano. 2-0 to Huff. 1 for 4 with a triple and a walk against Marmol. Not a ton of previous experience in this lineup. Freddie Sanchez had the most appearances, 9 against Carlos coming in. He's nearing the franchise record for strikeouts by a reliever in a single season, currently held by Bruce Sutter, 2-2. Sutter with 129 in 1977. Marmol now with 125. It was a career high. Bill wants a slider, and he gets Huff.
What a sequence by Carlos Marmol. A 2-0 slider for strike 1. 2-1 slider for strike 2, and then scooted that slider inside, off the corner, down and in. Huff swings right over the top.
How did that at bat feel like it was over when he got strike 2?
Yeah.
The way Huff reacted. It was kind of an uh-oh. I didn't want to be in this position. Two and 0. I think the Giants, if they could pick the guys to come up in this spot in the 9th inning down 2, this would be the exact spot. And they Huff, Posey, Burrell, DN.
It's so frustrating for a hitter to work yourself into a 2-0 count. Usually a reliable fastball count, and Marmol comes in there with a slider for strike 1, comes right back with a slider for strike 2. I mean, it just takes all the aggressiveness away from a hitter when you don't know if you're going to get a fastball 2-0, 3-1, 3-2.
That last one was up. Posey fouled it off. Good one there, but Posey wouldn't go after it. 3-2.
Yeah, it's a good pitch and a good take by Buster Posey. The same slider that he threw to Aubrey Huff to get strike 3. That time Posey was able to lay off of.
Got him. Again, the slider was up, backed up a little bit. I don't think Posey was looking for it, or he thought it was going to be off the plate. Yes, he turned away.
It's hard to think of another closer in the National League that has such a devastating pitch as the Carlos Marmol slider when he's throwing it where he wants to. I mean, back in the day, the Trevor Hoffman changeup was a pitch that was impossible for hitters to deal with. Going back even further, the Bruce Sutter splitter. The Carlos Marmol slider right in that same category.
Running fastball. Inner third. 1-1. Already 3 strikeouts for Marmol. Right down the middle. Well, has to know the slider is probably coming at some point. But no, it's a fastball. And it looked like a good pitch. Like he fooled everybody, including the home plate umpire. That's a strike, Bob.
Yeah, it's not inside. It certainly looked like it caught knees.
why Pat Burrell has been underrated for a long time. He has a very good eye at plate. And there's ball 4. He represents a key batter because he gets the tying run to the plate. And Jose Guillen, and we'll see a pinch runner for Burrell. It's Emmanuel Burris. Now, having said that about his eye, we thought he took strike 3. That's not how it was called. Oh, by the way, nobody's put a ball in play against Marmol. Which is not unusual. Again, 3 homers with the Giants, 16 before he got traded from Kansas City. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Cubs win. 4 strikeouts for Marmol. All you needed was pitcher and catcher with him in the game. 3 strikeouts, rather 4 and a walk. That was it. Just dominating.
Well, especially with that slider. One of the best sliders we've seen Marmol have all season. Was able to throw it in the strike zone when he wanted to and lead the Giants hitters out of the zone when he needed to.
So 9 of 11, the Cubs have won, and they're 18-8 under their new manager, Mike Quade. Final score tonight: the Cubs 2, the Giants nothing. We'll be back.